I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Doug Bierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford!
We're working on it today. It's certainly possible that is what happens today.
All right. If you would, it's such a busy time up there right now. Speaker Pelosi expecting to pass a $3.5 trillion bill there, but no final agreement. Where are you? Where do you think that lies right now, Senator Haggerty?
You know, I'm just watching the Democrats completely melt down. They propose a complete transformation of America. They talk about a $3.5 trillion. A lot of people say it could be as high as $5.5 trillion of spending that they're planning to do. It's going to be trillions of dollars of new taxes. I had Treasury Secretary Yellen before my committee earlier this week. Last week, she appeared in front of the American public, along with Speaker Pelosi, along with Chuck Schumer, saying that they've agreed to a framework to pay for it. Well, I asked her for the framework, Steve. She doesn't have it. They don't have it figured out. And you've got arguments taking place within the Democrat Party. They can't figure out who's on first base right now. So I've just been standing back and watching this thing devolve. Nancy Pelosi is struggling. She keeps claiming that she's going to put this up for a vote. She's going to vote for the so-called, bipartisan infrastructure bill, which is not truly an infrastructure bill. We'll see what happens today, but I think it's just a complete mess on the Democrat side. The Biden administration agenda is collapsing.
We're joined by Senator Bill Haggerty live from Washington, of course, representing Tennessee, and Senator, one of your colleagues, a Democratic senator of West Virginia, Joe Manchin. I know he released a long statement last night. Have you had any conversations with him as far as what his thinking is going to be?
Well, he's said that this is absolutely irresponsible, this level of spending. I think that he's exactly right. I think all of this thing needs to be put aside. If you look at what's happening in our economy right now, it's overheating, Steve. Any of us on the phone today know that things we go to purchase at the store are more expensive today than they were in January. Just go to the gas pumps. Gas prices are up 40, 50%. Every good that we purchase has to be transported by a truck or rail. And if you think about house prices, good Lord, the housing prices are up in some places across Tennessee as much as 20% over last year. That rolls right into people's rental expenses. This is, we've got a tremendous amount of inflation underway. They shouldn't be dumping even more government spending into the economy. And if you raise taxes to the level they're talking about, it's going to, again, increase prices across the board. So we need to really step back and ask ourselves, is this what we should be doing to the American economy right now? Or should we look back to the policies that worked in 2017 that brought our economy to the strongest point it's been in a lifetime? That's where we need to be. Less regulation, lower taxes, a more business-friendly climate. Let's get our economy roaring again.
Joined by Senator Bill Haggerty. So just to go back here for a moment, are you expecting, what are you hearing about a possible vote today? I know there's a few scenarios still to be worked out up there.
They've got up to 6 votes on the schedule for the Senate today. I think that we do get, I think we avoid a government shutdown today. That's what will be the focus today, is to get this through the Senate. We're still looking at the final details of what they put forward yesterday, but I think that we're likely to get there without a shutdown. The debt ceiling, they're going to kick the can down the path a little bit further on that. We'll continue to fight, but if you think about what the Democrats are trying to do on a completely partisan basis, without a single Republican vote, they passed a $1.9 trillion so-called coronavirus pandemic relief package back in March. Without a single Republican vote, they did this. It had maybe 10% of it actually having something to do with the pandemic. Right now, they're talking about whatever the number lands on. $3.5 trillion is one we've heard. Another massive spending spree that they're talking about, again, without a single Republican vote. Yet they're turning around and asking Republicans for help to increase the debt ceiling. They're not going to get it.
Senator Bill Haggerty, earlier this week, the Ford Motor Company announced the largest manufacturing investment in Tennessee history, where they are going to produce battery-powered vehicles eventually. It's going to be in Stanton, Tennessee, as you know. What did you make of that announcement?
I was very pleased. This is going on to the West Tennessee mega site, something that I worked on for 4 years when I was serving as economic development chief in Tennessee. This is the largest investment that Ford has ever made in America, the biggest manufacturing and assembly plant that we're going to see in a long time. They're going to be manufacturing batteries there. That's in a partnership with a Korean company called SK. Ford and SK have partnered up to put a battery operation there and a huge electric vehicle assembly operation on that site. So it's going to draw many, many jobs to that part of the state, a lot more investment. And it's a type of economic activity that states like Tennessee are seeing. States like New York, California, Illinois have not seen that type of activity in years, nor will they, as long as they maintain the policies that are underway in those states.
Do you see more of this to come? Do you think more of this will happen in Tennessee?
I do, Steve, because success begets success, and you've got an automotive industry in Tennessee. Cleveland has seen a lot of the spillover from the Volkswagen plant, for example. These automotive companies come and then their suppliers come and join them. So we're going to see even more knock-on activity from this initial investment by Ford, because I think even more automotive suppliers are going to find Tennessee is the most hospitable place to locate a business, to grow a business. We've got an environment here in Tennessee that I think is second to none. So I expect to see more of this type of investment over the coming years.
We're joined by Senator Bill Haggerty, your colleague, Senator Marsha Blackburn, who will join us tomorrow. Senator Blackburn, in her questioning of Joint Chiefs of Staff General Mark Milley, General Milley saying that he cooperated with books about the president, also in some ways contradicted President Biden's assessment of the troop withdrawal in Afghanistan. What do you make of all of that, especially involving your colleague, Senator Blackburn?
Well, Senator Blackburn, I think, was justifiably very tough on General Milley. Just when you think things couldn't go worse for General Milley, you see this drone strike that he declared was a righteous drone strike. Turns out it was a mistake, and it killed 10 innocent civilians. It shows that they put themselves in a posture that's not working in Afghanistan. It's untenable. And I'm not surprised to find out that General Milley, that General McKenzie, advised Joe Biden to keep a level of troops on the ground. Milley swore under oath that that's what he did. Joe Biden, of course, said on national television in his interview with George Stephanopoulos, nobody told him that. Someone is either lying or maybe even worse, forgot about it. But this is just a calamity upon calamity. And the execution failure that we've seen in Afghanistan resulted in the loss of 13 service members' lives. We've left our allies behind. We've left Americans behind enemy lines. We've created a vacuum there in Afghanistan that jihadists are flowing into, and we've left them armed with billions of dollars of the most sophisticated military technology possible. We've increased the threat level around the world. This is all because of Joe Biden's incompetence. And rather than take responsibility, everybody is just deflecting, trying to blame it on the previous administration, blame it on the Afghans themselves, without stepping up and actually owning this. That's what leadership is stepping up and owning a problem. Joe Biden owns this, and he will not accept responsibility.
All right, Senator Bill Haggerty, live from Washington, what promises to be a very busy day. Senator, I really appreciate you spending some time with us here this morning.
Always wonderful to be with you, Steve. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Bill Haggerty, everybody, live from Washington, bringing us a bird's eye view of what's happening there, a very up-close view, that is, and talking about what, like we said, what could be a big day. It looks like a government shutdown has been averted this morning. Fox News reported that at 8 o'clock this morning. And, of course, it not only impacts the nation, but obviously here in Tennessee and trickles down locally. So we want to always bring you that. I will have an interview tomorrow afternoon with Senator